This is the double shame that comes with being in a relationship with a narcissist. Hello everyone. Welcome back to the Narcissist and Karma channel. So, to fully grasp the intricate workings of narcissistic relationships, one must have a firm grasp on the role guilt plays inside them. So let's explore the idea of twofold shame that goes along with narcissistic relationships. While one instance of shame is already distressing, the notion of experiencing two simultaneously seems even more daunting. In contemporary narcissistic relationships, shame holds a dominant position. Individuals grappling with narcissistic tendencies often find themselves perpetually burdened by feelings of guilt. They feel humiliated by their own frailties, so they act violently to protect themselves. Their inability to control how they manage these feelings of shame has become one of their distinguishing characteristics. Nevertheless, the concept of guilt isn't exclusive to narcissistic partnerships. Those who emerge from such relationships often bear a double load of shame compared to their counterparts. This amplified shame arises from the twofold occurrence of shame. Firstly, a range of circumstances within the relationship leads to personal feelings of shame. Successfully navigating a relationship with a narcissist necessitates internalizing their guilt-ridden emotions and assimilating them as one's own. Narcissistic partners frequently use strategies to make their partners feel inadequate, which adds to a sense of shame. In a bid to shield themselves from public embarrassment, individuals may resort to concealing, avoiding discussions, or misrepresenting their relationship. Furthermore, the guilt you might experience within a relationship with a narcissist extends to the harm they inflict on others. This harm can range from interactions with strangers, where the narcissist engages in aggressive behavior, to your own children if co-parenting is involved, and even to extended family members. The narcissist's treatment of others may leave you feeling helpless and ashamed, but you may feel powerless to do anything about it because they are still a part of your life. The potential consequences extend to the erosion of your aspirations, dreams, and even your sense of identity. Frequently, the narcissist will openly display their disdain for your wants, needs, and the embarrassment you might feel for having them. This leads to an internalization of guilt and shame whenever these desires arise, instilling the belief that harboring wants and needs is unacceptable. Regrettably, this pattern of behavior persists within these relationships. Additionally, societal ignorance of narcissistic behavior and the intricate dynamics of such relationships adds to the shame experienced. Consequently, individuals undergoing a narcissistic relationship often grapple with feelings of isolation. As previously mentioned, expressing dissatisfaction about the relationship or the involved narcissist may result in the shame associated with public criticism of family, spouse, partner, or colleague. If your intentions of ending the relationship or pursuing a divorce become known to your family and friends, disapproval might follow. Condemnation for not surmounting relationship challenges, not ensuring its success, or maintaining reasonable expectations may arise. The simultaneous burden of guilt and humiliation complicates the task of comprehending and moving beyond these situations. The sensation of shame can be likened to mental imprisonment, reinforcing the perception of personal flaws and undesirability for love and acceptance. It's challenging enough for survivors of these relationships to grapple with their own shame, but when the wider world seemingly shares these sentiments, breaking free from them becomes an arduous endeavor. The aftermath of narcissistic abuse is riddled with manifestations of shame, a phenomenon that my role as a therapist, aiding countless victims, has made evident. I've witnessed the emergence of various expressions of shame, the emergence of social anxiety, the stifling of aspirations and necessities, emotional detachment, depression, anxiety, and an eventual retreat into solitude. Notably, I've observed how external skepticism or dismissal shadows their narratives of being ensnared in a narcissistic relationship. When survivors of narcissistic abuse summon the strength to share their ordeal, they often encounter skepticism and interrogation. They might hear statements such as, "It wasn't genuinely abusive, no physical harm was done," or they could be criticized for labeling their tormentor as narcissistic. Inadvertently, these kinds of behaviors can perpetuate the patterns that lead to isolation. The narcissist's shame, projected outward, transforms the partnership into an embodiment of shame. Regrettably, I'm inclined to believe that narcissistic shame has profoundly influenced, if not rewritten, the trajectory of human history. The insecurities and fragility of egos, when exacerbated, prompt narcissistic leaders to initiate wars, ignite political rifts, and enact policies that inflict severe harm upon the most vulnerable segments of society. This constitutes the larger perspective. Nonetheless, the unbridled guilt harbored by narcissistic individuals may paradoxically culminate in a heightened sense of shame for those entwined in these interactions, whether within personal relationships or within the broader societal context. The internal shame experienced within such relationships is distressing in its own right. However, the persisting external criticism and condemnation from those who lack comprehension of the dynamics within a narcissistic relationship serve to amplify the burden of shame. This dual impact, akin to a twofold jeopardy of shame, compounds the distress. I appreciate you taking the time to watching this, so thank you very much.